Hello, my beautiful, critical thinking darlings. Welcome back. Today, we're diving headfirst into the toxic, murky waters of a very specific brand of commentary. The kind that masquerades as analysis, but is, in reality, a poorly constructed fanfiction of hate. We're talking about Samara Gill's recent and frankly unhinged accusation that
Meghan and Harry as a duo. Meghan is probably in one of the worst professional places she's ever been. Her podcast has been effectively cancelled, that she had Confessions of a Female Founder. Netflix is looking for first deal. Her jam didn't sell out when it was released. She's in a really bad way, and
recent and frankly unhinged accusation that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is in one of the worst professional places ever, and that she's created a circus by, and I quote, dragging the royals. Now, let's be clear from the jump. This isn't journalism. This isn't even informed opinion. This is a script written for an audience that has already made up its mind, fueled by a media ecosystem that profits from the vilification of a biracial woman who dared to say no. So, for the next 9 minutes, we are going to do what Samara and her ilk refuse to do: operate in reality. We will expose the flimsy foundation of these claims, provide the actual receipts, and champion the truth about Meghan's professional standing. Let's begin. Critics claim Prince Harry was a happy royal until Meghan arrived, but that's simply not true. Long before Meghan, Harry spoke openly about his struggles with royal life and the trauma of losing his mother. He sought purpose outside the palace, serving in Afghanistan and founding the Invictus Games. These were not the actions of a content prince. Meghan didn't create Harry's desire for change. She met a man already on that path. The idea that Meghan alone pulled him away from the royal family denies Harry's agency. They made the decision to step back together, seeking peace and safety for their family. Harry has said repeatedly, this was his choice to protect his wife and son. It was an act of love and strength, not manipulation. To credit Meghan alone is to erase Harry's own journey. He was seeking freedom long before he met her. Their story is a shared journey, not a solo rescue mission. Let's give both credit for forging their own path. Samara claims Meghan is in one of the worst professional places ever. Darling, let's consult the actual professional ledger, shall we? Because the facts tell a radically different story. In 2020, Harry and Meghan signed a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix to produce content that informs, elevates, and inspires. The first fruit of this? Harry and Meghan, the docuseries that became Netflix's largest documentary debut ever. It was watched for over 81 million hours in its first 4 days. That's not a failure, that's a record-breaking global phenomenon. Then came Live to Lead, a series profiling inspirational leaders. And the crown jewel so far? Heart of Invictus, a profoundly moving series about the Invictus Games, which has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and has been universally praised for its sensitive and powerful storytelling. Is this the worst professional place, breaking records and earning critical acclaim? Their groundbreaking Spotify deal yielded the #1 podcast globally, Archetypes. Meghan sat down with the world's most influential women, Serena Williams, Mariah Carey, Mindy Kaling, to deconstruct the labels that try to hold women back. It won the top award at the People's Choice Awards and was credited with shifting cultural conversations. While the deal culminated as planned, its impact is undeniable. This is not a professional flop. It's the work of a woman building a media empire on her own terms. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the brand new, meticulously launched lifestyle brand, As Ever. The launch was a masterclass in modern marketing, subtle, elegant, and instantly breaking the internet. It sparked more global media coverage and speculation than a dozen royal tours. The waiting list for the first product, a strawberry jam, was a phenomenon in itself. This is a woman strategically, intelligently, and successfully building a long-term business asset. This is the antithesis of professional ruin. To claim she's in a bad professional place is to willfully ignore a mountain of evidence to the contrary. It's not just wrong, it's laughably so. Claims that Meghan is struggling professionally rely on outdated ideas of success. Meghan and Harry are building a new model of influence, measured by global reach and cultural impact, not royal protocol. Their independence gives them power to speak out on issues from mental health to racial justice. When they speak, the world listens. Their appearances and projects generate international headlines and real change. Meghan's influence extends to fashion and branding. The Meghan effect is still strong. Her new brand drew massive attention before launch, showing her commercial power. She's built a trusted personal brand and a thriving organization. To say she's in a bad place is to misunderstand her new landscape. Meghan is a successful producer, entrepreneur, and global voice. She's transitioned from palace princess to queen of her own domain. Her success is modern, powerful, and entirely her own. The old rules no longer apply. To understand Meghan's story, we must look at the institution she married into. The royal family operates within a rigid system, closely tied to the British media. Meghan, as an outsider and a woman of colour, challenged this order. The palace's silence in the face of negative press left her exposed. This wasn't always personal, it was about protecting the institution. Change is seen as a threat, and Meghan's modern approach was hard to absorb. The monarchy prioritises continuity over individual well-being. The narrative blaming Meghan for the split ignores the institution's role in creating an untenable environment. The firm's shadow shaped the events as much as any individual did. So, my darlings, when the world leans on voices like Samara's to box Meghan into guilt, shame, failure, remember, narratives are constructed. Accusations are easy, real evidence is harder. Meghan's not perfect. There are stumbles, there are debates about strategy. But she is far from powerless. She's a woman who entered a lion's den, has kept speaking, has insisted on dignity, has leveraged her voice. If anyone dragged the royals, it wasn't Meghan alone. The institution dragged itself through its own resistance, its own secrecy, its own unwillingness to adapt. Meghan was an accelerant to things already in motion, not the singular cause. So let Samara's circus dings ring. We know the deeper story. And we'll keep fighting for the fuller narrative, the nuance, the respect, the receipts.